Andrew Seeley, and I'm so excited to have you guys here. Super stoked to be here at Virtual LIB here. Really, absolutely excited to be able to offer you AcroYoga in these times of separation, of social distancing. But you know what? Get your quarantine partner ready, give them a high 10 up top, and we're gonna get ready for some AcroYoga. So first step is make sure that you have a nice mat, a nice little tapestry down, something so that you feel comfortable. Obviously your space is number one. You want to make sure that it's safe space. So if maybe you want to put some pillows beside you, a little bit of cushion to make sure that you're all good in case you fall over. It happens. Falling is part of learning, so it's all good. And next, take off any of your super epic attire, your festival attire. You know, you're all wearing your epic capes and you know, you've got your umbrella and your glasses. So make sure that, you know, this is safe space for your partner. So take off my hat and my necklaces. I'm gonna put them over here in the grass so they can charge with the sun. And we're gonna get ready for some AcroYoga. You guys ready? Yeah! Much love. So first steps first, you want to take a nice buddy grip. So this is what a buddy grip looks like. You take one hand over the other. And this is my buddy, Michaela. She's absolutely wonderful. Otherwise known as Vegan Fairy Bites. She cooks epic vegan food, so I fly her in AcroYoga. That's how we do it. So once we take that buddy grip, we're going to feel into each other. So we're just going to lean back and really just feel into each other. Open up our bodies, begin to create a little bit of fluidity, some flow. Now we're going to become even more creative and get low, taking a different stance, really stretching out each other's bodies, allowing this to be an opportunity to get into those sore spots. Oh, this is one of my most favorite aspects of AcroYoga. Just allowing yourself to be creative, switching up your stance, opening up the body, feeling into the openness of the body, allowing yourself to really create more space between each other with this grip. Get low, switch up. Awesome. Switch hands. This is really just to get you into that creative zone. That zone where you have now stepped outside of your boundary, where you've gone past your comfort and moved into that space of creativity. Woo! Oh, this feels great. Get low in your stance, really feel out your body. Do a little check-in, see how you're feeling today. Deep breaths, deep in the inhales. Deep in the exhales. Really finding that connection in the hands, using your partner as a counterbalance, opening up the legs, taking a new stance. You can even take a little split. Oh, that's a new one, huh? Haven't seen that one, have you? Creating space through the side body. Breathing. Awesome. Now we come back through center. Give your partner a high 10. Big hug. Nice. On to the next steps. We're going to take another buddy grip with the right hand. And you can see that it creates a little infinity symbol. That's a buddy grip. So anytime you need to see the buddy grip, that's what it looks like. Sorry about that. Nice. Now from here, we're going to take a bend in the knees, and we're going to lean into each other. As we lean into each other, I take a bend, and I tap my fingertips down. Inhale up. Hands come up and over. So these are some nice, simple squats, getting into the body, creating some space, deepening the inhales, deepening the exhales. Inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down. Last 3, 2, and 1. Just warming up those legs. Nice, now we get to warm up our arms. We're going to come to a steeple, so hands are going to come up tall, pressing into the palms. We're going to allow our hips to come back. As we take a deep inhale, exhale, one side comes down. You're going to lean your ear towards that side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, other side comes down. Lean your ear towards that side. So really opening up your trapezius muscles, making this feel good. So I'm gonna walk the feet over a little bit more this way. Yeah, so they can see from this angle here, we're really pressing the hips down, melting through the heart, opening up, keeping pressure through the fingertips, keeping pressure all along the body, allowing your breath to fill your body, finding that connection with your partner. If they don't have heart-shaped glasses, it's okay. It's still love. Deepening your inhales, deepening your exhales. Tapping into the fluidity of your breath. When we harmonize our breath together, we create a flow. Nice. Last two on each side. And one. Inhale brings us back through center. Walk it all the way up. Big hugs. We need more hugs in our life. Especially now with this whole social distancing thing. We really need to take the time to give more hugs, to tap into what it feels like to be connected. So, hugs actually create serotonin and dopamine, which are the awesome chemicals in your brain that create happiness. So we got to do a little bit more of that. Nice, we're going to switch spots real quick. Now for our next action, our flyer is going to set to the end of the mat. So this is what distinguishes the flyer and the base. So now Michaela is the flyer and I'm becoming the base. What that means is that I'm going to be a supportive base. I'm going to allow my body to support my flyer so my flyer can be fearless and fly. So she's going to take one step in between my feet. And I'm going to lean down and go all the way down. Then she's going to step back, 1 and 2, and help me rise up. Back down we go. It's a simple 2-step. We're still keeping that nice buddy grip. And this is just to get us warmed up. Really to find the engagement of the lower belly, so as I go down, I'm using my core. And Michaela's leaning back to bring me up. So I'm not doing anything. I'm just keeping my arm nice and long, nice and strong. Michaela is doing the work of bringing me back up, using her counterbalance to create an easier means of getting me up and down. Last 3. Nice and strong. 2. Finish strong. More lean back, get that counterbalance. Nice, and 1, last one. Awesome, try and make it soft. Good work. Now we're gonna switch. Yep, so we're gonna do it over here. Here and stuff. So interesting practicing with no one else there other than us, so we're talking to you guys. Nice, go ahead and bend those knees. Yep, usually these AcroYoga classes are packed. You guys check out my Instagram. I just posted a few posts about some of the most epic experiences at Lightning in a Bottle. I've been coming to Lightning in a Bottle for the last 5 years. Really finding that deep sense of connection with the community, fostering a beautiful opportunity for us all to find what it feels like to live in our truth, to share our art, and most importantly, to share our hearts. Right now, I'm in quarantine here in Costa Rica, but I'm excited to be able to share with you through the power of technology, wherever you are in the world. Last 3. So 1 step, 2 step. Last 1. 1 step, 2 step. Last 0. 1 step, and 2 step. Just allowing that to really bring the warmth to the back. Now from here, we're going to carry on to our next postures, which are the lovely squat lifts. And squat lifts really help us to bring a deep sense of awareness of our back body, connecting with the earth, and also a deep sense of awareness with our feet. So first things first, I want you guys to actually activate your feet. So I want you to press your toes down into the mat or into the floor, wherever you are. And from this press of your toes down into the floor, I want you to lift up onto your tippy toes. Take a deep inhale there. And now as you exhale, bend your knees and reach your fingertips forward. Now lift your toes. Awesome. Now keep your knees bent. Come high up onto your tippy toes. Lift your heels. As you exhale, come onto your heels. Lift your toes. Nice. Inhale. Tippy toes. Exhale. Lift. Inhale. Tippy toes. Exhale. Lift the toes. This is opening up your hamstrings. Opening up the fascia. Opening up the tendons and ligaments of your feet. As we're going to be connecting now with our feet to the hip points. Our feet are our first connection to the earth. So we really want to take the time to open up those feet. Bring some fresh movement into those feet. Nice. Last 3 deep breaths. Up on the tippy toes. Lift those heels. Back onto the heels. Lift the toes. Last 2. And 1. Awesome. Take a nice deep inhale. Lift your chest, lengthen. And then as you exhale, forward fold. Relax your head and your neck. Shake the head. No, I don't have COVID-19. Shake the head. Yes. Yes. LIB festivals are awesome. Yes, I'm alive. Yes, I'm practicing yoga. Shake your head. Maybe I'll practice AcroYoga every day with my quarantine partner. Maybe I'll deepen my connections. Maybe, just maybe, I'll find myself in an awesome position to share love and light with the world. Actually, let's make that a yes. Shake the head, yes. Once more. Lengthen out the neck. Take a bend in the knees. Inhale, hands reach up, lift up, lengthen up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice. Now we continue onward to those lovely squats. So this time we're going to bring our flyer to the back of the mat once more. And we're going to bend our knees. She's going to lean back, counterbalancing me. My butt's going to come down to the floor. She's going to take those 2 steps and bring me all the way down to courtesy. So this is how we distinguish the base and the flyer roll. As a base, I'm here on the floor, being stable and secure so that my flyer can be fearless and fly. Nice. From here, I'm going to bring my feet to the hip points. So when I say feet to the hip points, I want the part in between my knuckle of my big toe and the arch of my foot to connect with my partner's hip point. From there, I want the heel, this part here, in the center of the quad. Nice. And what are you doing, Michaela?
I'm standing straight and tall, pressing the balls of my feet into the ground, finding a firm connection, and lifting it forward.
Nice. From there, all I'm going to do is bend my knees and draw my flyer into a squat. So she's going to lean forward, keeping a straight body. And all I do is bend my knees and bring her in. It's similar to a leg press. If you ever go to the gym, you do leg presses, same exact thing. We're going to do 8 more of these. Do your best to keep your hips down. If you're finding that your hamstrings are tight, you can put a little pillow under your bottom. You can also roll up a yoga mat and put it under your bottom. It'll really help with your hamstrings for the rest of the class. This is a perfect opportunity for you to check into your body, really use your legs, and be sensitive with your feet. Every time you bring your flyer back up, you want to be soft. So the most pressure you have is right at the bottom of the squat, and the lightest pressure you have is when you bring your flyer back up. Last 3, 2, and 1. Flyer comes back up all the way to standing. And now from there, I bring my feet down and we switch. Nice work. Awesome. Same exact thing, courtesy. So I'm going to take 1 step in between. She's going to bend her hips down and sit down onto the floor and round her spine all the way down to the back. From there, feet come to hip points. So Michaela brings her feet to my hip points. And she's going to tickle my toes. That's how we make sure that we're proper distance. So I want to make sure that I'm proper distance so that it's easy for her to bend her knees and draw me in. Awesome. You feel ready?
Yeah, feel ready.
Awesome. We say listo. That means let's go.
Listo.
Nice. And I just lean my chest forward. She keeps pressure in the feet the whole time. Up. Too much push. How you going to push me off balance like that?
Come back.
Come on.
Let me try again.
She gets excited. So tickle the toes. Nice. Awesome. Feet at hip points. We're good to go. I keep my nice stern body and I lean forward. Awesome. Got 8 more. You can see she's keeping the hips nice and strong. Pressing through her legs. Keeping her sacrum grounded the whole time. And what am I doing? Keeping my body nice and firm. They say tight is light, so we want to find that tightness the whole time through. Awesome, last 3, 2, strong, and 1. Good work. Up we go. Switcherooski. Now, similar exercise, only this time we're actually going to get up to our plank pose. So AcroYoga has been practiced for a very long time. If you remember being a child and your parents would, push you up on their feet, that's AcroYoga. Same thing, only now there's a name to it. So concept here, tickle the toes, bring the feet to hip points, same exact setup as the last time, only this time the flyer's hands are going to come forward to fly. So bring the fingers together, nice. Michaela's hands are nice and forward to fly. My hands are open to receive. So my hands are going out to receive, open. Flyer's hands forward to fly. We're going to tap for 10, 20, 30, 40, and at 50, I'm just going to grab the hands and push up. Super simple. If you're finding that your hamstrings are tight, keep a bend in your knees and keep your arms straight. As you can see, my flyer's shoulders are stacked directly over my shoulders. Her hips are stacked directly over my hips. A really easy way to see the balance is literally to look at the shoulders and make sure that you got a straight line from shoulder to shoulder. Look at the hips, make sure that you have a straight line from hips to hips. We're going to be there for 2 deep breaths. And 1. Go ahead and bring your flyer back down. I'm going to do the same exact exercise 3 more times. This really helps to warm up the legs and to also find that perfect fit. Everyone's perfect fit as far as where the hip point is in the foot is different. So it'll take you a few tries to really get that deep sense of integrity where you have that balance. Nice. How do you feel?
Feeling great.
Awesome.
Yeah, feeling strong.
How do my feet feel on your hips? Does it feel like a good spot?
Yeah, it feels like a natural balance.
Awesome. Communication is key. If we ask questions, then we get answers. And the more that we ask those questions, the more that we're able to really find a deeper connection as to how we feel together. And that's what creates synergy. The more synergy that you have with your partner, the easier it will be to fly. Awesome. Tickle the toes, feet to hip points. We're good to go. Flyer's hands forward. My hands are open to receive. So we're supposed to be tapping 5 times. Last 4, 3, 2, and on the last one, we scoop with the heels and stabilize with the toes. Finding that balance here for 3 deep breaths. Finding that connection. See if you can synchronize your inhales and your exhales with your partner. And nice and down we go. This is our last one, so tickle the toes again, feet to hip points. Hands connect. 5, 4, just touch it. 3, 2, and 1. Scoop with the heels, stabilize with the toes. So I scoop with my heels, and then as soon as I get there, I stabilize with my toes. Finding that balance, finding that nice stern engagement, shoulder to shoulder alignment, hip to hip alignment, deep breaths. Last 2. And 1. Just as easily as we come up, we come down. Take your time. The more that you take your time, the easier it is for that balance to be found. Up we go. And we switch. Yay. So no matter if you're a girl or a boy, you can be a base and you can be a flyer. Courtesy on down. 2-step. Feet to hip points. Awesome. So AcroYoga doesn't have any boundaries. There's no perfect body. AcroYoga is literally for everybody. It just happens to be that I practice yoga a lot as well, so that gives me the body that I have. But I've seen females be incredible bases, like my good friend Sarah Jovovich and Sarah Gozin, and I also have a really good friend who is incredible. Her name's Lily Bass. And I also have my great friend Acro John, who usually is at Lightning in a Bottle with me, and Julio, who also bass as well. And they're dudes that don't really practice as much yoga as I do, but they do it too. So it doesn't matter your body type, doesn't matter where you're from, you can totally practice acro. So let's jump into it. Tickle the toes, feet to hip points. How do you feel, Michaela?
Feeling great, feeling stable, grounded. All my entire spine is pressed into the ground.
Awesome. So hands open to receive. Nice. My hands are forward to fly. Those hands tap for 5, 4, 3. What do you think? Can she do it? 2.
Of course I can.
Of course you can. Let's go. Do it. Haha. There we go. So we want to find that stack. The shoulders over shoulders, so our hands are a little bit forward. We're going to find that stack, bring the hands back. There we go. Feel the difference there?
Yeah.
That's the stack we want. Awesome. 2 more deep breaths together. There we go. And 1. Nice. Keep the arms nice and straight. There we go. Back up to standing I go. Now she's going to tickle my toes again. Same exact thing. 2 more times. My hands are forward to fly, her hands are open to receive. Tap. 5, 4, you can count.
3, 2, 1.
Awesome work, straight arms. Finding that balance. As a flyer, the more that you lift your chest and find that openness through your chest while you press down into your hips, the more that your base can feel your connection. As a flyer, I want to be nice and flowy, right? But at the same time, tight is light. So really tap into that. How you feeling down there?
Great.
Last 2 breaths.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I get to fly. Yeah. Not too much dancing though. Down you go. Awesome. Nice. We reset. And here we go again. 5. Let's count together.
4,
3,
2, 1. Lift off.
AcroYoga is seriously one of the coolest things because I swear to you, it brings out the joy of being a kid again. The joy of jumping into that unknowing, the joy of just doing something that's fun and playful. And the more that you do it, the easier it does get. So see this as an opportunity to practice something new. If you're experienced, maybe this is an opportunity to tap back into your connection. Nice, last 2 and 1.
And we out.
Great work, courtesy up, big hug. Nice work. And continuation. From here, we're gonna move on to flying. So we found our plank pose first to really feel that balance in the arms and the legs. And now from here, we're actually going to move into flying. Flying is one of the most awesome things because it gives the flyer the freedom of feeling that they have that opportunity to open their heart. And when we open our heart, that is when magic begins to start. So here we go. Got a buddy grip. Feel that connection. Strong. Nice. Courtesy on down. So 1 and 2. I bring my feet up to the hip points. First off, you want to make sure that your back is nice and rounded as a base. From there, feet to hip points, tickle the toes, make sure we're good distance, hands open to receive. Awesome. So this time, scoop up, stabilize with the toes. We get our flyer right into that plank pose. From the plank pose, I'm going to press into my toes like I'm pressing a gas pedal, right? And I want to allow my flyer to lift the chest. How's that feel?
Great.
Awesome. Now when you feel ready, you can lift your hands up into bird pose. I'm going to keep my hands here as a base so that my flyer feels secure and stable. And this also gives me the opportunity to catch her if I forget to press the gas pedal. Okay? So make sure that you're pressing the gas pedal, but you want to find that healthy medium. So we don't want to be pressing too much because what happens? Then our flyer comes down. Okay? So let's try it again. Tickle the toes. feet to hip points. And I actually want to talk about a special word that we use, and that word is down. Okay? Down is our safe word. And that means that for our flyer, if your flyer is feeling insecure or is feeling that they're not being held or supported, then you can say, Michaela,
down.
Down. Ah. You don't have to say just the down part, okay?
Right.
Nice and simple. Simple, safe words. So tickle the toes again, feet to hip points, hands connect, scoop with the heels, stabilize with the toes. As long as you knock out all the prerequisites, right? As long as you feel balanced in the poses before, then it should make going to that flying position nice and simple, right? So I press into my toes so that my flyer can lift the chest. I extend as much as possible to give her as much support as possible, and then she can bring the hands up off of mine. I keep my hands up there just for security measures, and I keep pressing into the toes. All right, so we're going to take 3 breaths together. The birds like it. The birds are flying. Nice, hands come together. We find that security, and then we just bring our flyer down. Awesome, last one. So maybe just in between, you might want a little bit of leg love. Nice. Kayla's going to show us what leg love looks like. A little shake of the legs. A little relaxation, bringing us back into that space. There we go. Now the legs are fresh and ready. So what are you doing there, Michaela?
Just moving the legs in circular motions. You can hold on to the ankles, swivel the legs. You can even make them do a little nod, bring them back and forth.
This is good.
Shake it out.
There we go. Now our legs are fresh as bases, and we can go on to step number 2. The feet come to hip points again. We're going to tickle the toes just to make sure that we're proper distance. Then from there, hands open to receive. Scoop with the heels, stabilize with the toes. Finding that balance, creating that space, putting a little smile on your face. Nice deep inhale, hands up, and flyer comes to flying. We're in bird pose. Awesome. Take 3 deep breaths. Really find that balance. Again, if your hamstrings are tight, you can bring that pillow under your bottom. You can bring that yoga mat under your bottom. Find what feels best for you to find the balance. Awesome. Hands connect. And down we go. Awesome. We're going to switch it up. Courtesy on down. Feet to hip points. There we go. Tickling the toes. Hands forward to fly. Up we go. Finding that stack. So we bring my shoulders right underneath ears. There we go. Now press into those toes. Give me some gas pedal. Awesome. For men, it's a little bit different because our chests are heavier, right? Whereas women have heavier hips. So my center of gravity is a little bit lower than Michaela, so I'm going to have to lift my chest up a lot so that she can really find that gas pedal. Extend through my legs, lift the chest, breathe in, breathe out. Last 2, and 1. Hands connect, open to receive. Come on now.
I'm just getting used to being a flyer there.
Getting used to being a flyer. You can't be a flyer and a base at the same time.
No way.
Oh, goodness. Awesome. Feet come to hip points again. Tickle the toes. Always want to make sure that you have the measurements. The measurements are key. It's just like baking a cake, same exact concept. You want to bake a really nice, yummy cake, you got to use the measurements. Or you have to have done it enough times that it makes it super simple. It's intuitive at that point. Some flyers and bases get to the point where they don't even have to talk. They can just flow with each other. Nice. My teacher, his name's Jason Niemer. He's the founder of AcroYoga, one of the most incredible, awesome dudes out there. He's out there right now. Blessing you, Jason, I love you. And he literally does this with his eyes closed. And I've flown with him multiple times where his eyes are closed and he's just flying me in all these different ways. Another person who's like that is a guy named Waka Pania, also another incredible AcroYoga. AcroYoga is all about community. So if you do have a community who's open to touching, communicating, hanging out, chilling, breathing, you should practice AcroYoga together. It really does bring people together. And most importantly, it builds strong relationships where you can learn to support and trust one another. That's key. You want good friends, you gotta support and trust one another. Hands come to connect. Down we go. Awesome. Great work, Michaela.
Thank you.
You're a strong base. Now onwards. We've got a little bit of therapeutics coming up for you guys. So Michaela's actually going to come over here. She's going to bring her feet next to my shoulders. We're setting up for a pose called high flying whales. This posture is one of my favorite postures. I want you guys to watch first, okay? Because this one can go sour quickly, and if you don't have a spotter, someone else to help hold your flyer at this time, then you may need to call them. If there's someone around who can help you out, bring them over. If there's not, have some pillows around and take your time. So watch first. I'm going to give you this example first, and then from this example, then we go on to the next step, okay? So I'm going to bring my hands first to the back of Michaela's calves. Then I'm going to extend my legs up, and she's gently going to lean back. And she can bring her hands to my ankles, just for extra security, so she knows where my feet are being placed. I'm going to bring my feet to the outside of her spine, meaning that my heels are never going to touch her spine. Heels are going to come right behind the shoulder blade. From there, she can release the grip of my ankles and lean back. The more that she leans back, the easier it is for me to be able to lift the legs and then bring her into the high-flying whale. This high-flying whale is one of my favorite postures simply because it's a great extension for the spine. How do you feel, Michaela?
Oh, it feels great. Heart opening pose. You can even get a little rotator cuff section there.
Nice. Now from here, I'm really keeping my feet parallel. I'm allowing my heels to be right at the bottom of her serratus. That's the good old shoulder blade. And if she'd like, she can even bring her hands behind her head to brace her neck. If you're feeling any kind of cervical pain here, this is a really great posture to lengthen out the neck. And from here, I'm just going to bend my elbows, bringing her feet back down to the ground. And then she's going to sit down into my hands. I keep my arms nice and strong so that I'm just like a nice little chair, and then she stands up. Okay? So for this posture, again, I must say that you really have to take your time with this one, because this one can go sour quickly, and I want to make sure that everyone is safe, because safety is first, okay? So let's go ahead and try it now. My hands are going to come to the back of Michaela's calves. From there, I'm going to reach my legs up. She's going to grab my feet and place them on her spine, on the outside of her spine rather, on her back. And then from there, I push my arms to straight. My feet are very attentive here. I want my feet to be like hands. I want them to feel into the area that feels best for her. And I also want to ask, how does that feel?
Feels great. Thanks, Neil.
Awesome. So communication, again, is key. Finding that balance, arms nice and straight, legs are extending over my hips. The reason that they're extending over my hips is because this is a nice counterbalance. As you can see, my arms are over here next to her shins, and my feet are a little bit over my hips. That way, this becomes less of a core dominant pose and more of a counterbalancing pose. From here, I can point into my toes a little bit if my partner has a little bit more of a back bend. How's that feel? Awesome. And then I can also point into my heels a little bit. And this really helps to stretch out my hamstrings. Be able to bounce side to side. Nice. Taking the time to really find that balance. Breathe. Last 2 breaths. And 1. Feet come down. Again, hands extend. She sits down into my hands and then stands up. Awesome. One more go at it, just to really feel into it. Again, at any time that this goes sour, you can also bend your knees. As soon as you bend your knees, you're bringing your flyer closer to you. That's the #1 way to be a great spotter as a base, is to bend your knees anytime that you're feeling off balance. It'll help you strengthen your legs and find a deeper sense of security with your flyer. Nice. Go ahead and come back into this high flying whale pose. Hands come to the backs of the calves. I extend my legs up. She brings my feet to her back. I extend my arms up, and she comes into the high flying whale. So flyers really feel open in your chest, really create more length and balance. Bases, if you're feeling confident and comfortable, you can bend your knees and really accentuate the spinal extension. You can take your time to breathe here. Maybe you open your arms up, giving your flyer a nice little split, a nice little stretch here on the legs. Do what feels best for you. Really tap into that deep sense of integrity as you communicate with each other. Make sure that it's okay with your flyer first. Is it okay for me to point my toes a little bit more?
Yeah. Great.
Awesome. There we go. Feedback is key. That's what we're here for. To give and receive. It goes both ways. Awesome. Now from here, again, if anytime I'm feeling off balance, I can bend my knees, which brings my flyer closer to me. And if anytime you're feeling flyer, like you're feeling insecure, you can say,
Down.
Exactly. So there we go. Coming down. Feet come down to the mat. Hands come to the glutes. Sits up and stand up to nice standing posture. Awesome. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and switch. Great work.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Switch through. Awesome. So same exact concept. If I'm the flyer, I'm going to come to the shoulders of my base. I'm going to bring my feet to the shoulders, and I'm going to allow her feet to come towards my glutes. And because my legs are a little bit longer, I'm going to have to bend my knees so that I can bring her feet to my back. And then when I lean back, I'm going to allow her to bring me back as she shifts her heels over her hips, back towards the back of the mat first. Yep, towards the back of the mat more. There we go. And then she lifts my legs up. Yep, bring me towards the back of the mat even more. Even more. Even more. There we go. You feel the difference there?
Yeah.
That's where you want to be. A lot less work, right? Awesome. Then I bring my hand behind my head, and I just get to hang out here. If only someone was feeding me grapes. Or chocolate or cookies. This is when the AcroYoga community really steps it up. This is when it becomes more of a festival. So where you get to hang out with your friends, kick it, have a little acro jam, feed each other. Call it acro and dessert. It's a lot of fun. Alright, so you can go ahead and bring my feet down next to your shoulders. And then bring your hands to my glutes. So bend your knees. And whoop, right back up. Nice. We're going to go at this again 2 more times. Good work.
Thank you.
You're doing great down there.
Yeah, good.
Nice. I can place the feet a little bit lower if this time maybe I want a deeper back bend. Bring it up and over. Nice, really hit those hips over and over. Even more. Even more. There we go. Ah, this is the good stuff. This is what I yearn for. And surprisingly, this is actually the first time since this whole time that I've been here that Michaela's flown me in a high-flying whale.
Yeah.
She's doing great.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity.
Yeah. This is why I surprise all my flyers. I tell them, hey, now you got to base me. It goes both ways. There we go. Oh. And back down. Oh, great support. Nice. And for this last one, I want to give you to give me as much toes as you can.
Okay.
Okay, really get a deep back bend out.
Yes.
Remember, you can always ask for what you want, bases. Maybe it's just some leg love. Maybe you just want a little bit of leg love, a little bit of relaxation, whatever it is. Ask for what you want and need. Use those toes, take your time, and bring them more over your hips. Even more. And you feel a difference there?
Mm-hmm.
That's where you want it. Even feels better for me. Oh. Flyers, you can open up your arms, you can bring your hands behind your head. Whatever you do, move slowly though, because your base, remember, has to support you. So the slower that you move, the more methodical your movement, the easier it is for your base to support. Ah, yeah, awesome. Down the up. That was great. Woohoo! Back up. Great job. Thank you. Great work. I hope that you guys are feeling incredible thus far. We've got just a few more things to get going, which is first off our folded leaf, and then after that we're going to do a little bit of groundwork to really ground into these positions. I hope that you're feeling awesome. If you need to take a little water break, feel free to take a little water break. We're going to jump back into our folded leaf in about 1 minute. So take your time, relax, shake out your body a little bit, shake out your leg, take a little break, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Listen to some Closey. You guys hear Closey's set last night? It was incredible. And then Kate Renata, woo! And I think tonight we have Mr. Carmack, woo! And we also have Elephant Heart. Elephant Heart is incredible. If you guys haven't heard them yet, check them out. They're super dope. I'm super excited for today's LIB festival. Hope you are too. Obviously you are, because you're here with me. Blessings. On to our folded leaf. Nice, so feet to hip points, fingertips to toes, once again. The difference with this pose is that we're actually gonna bring our feet wide. So my feet are gonna come right below the hip points. So Michaela, can you put your hands on your hip points just so that everyone can see? Those bony protrusions at the fronts of the hips, my feet are actually gonna go below them in a V. And now Michaela's gonna bring her feet as wide as the mat. And when she does that, it makes it really easy for her to forward fold and bring her hands to my knees. From there, she's gonna bring her elbows to my shins. And she's just gonna lean forward, and then all I have to do is push my legs to straight. And then I allow her arms to come down. She's gonna bring her legs heavy down towards the ground. Nice, the heavier the legs for the flyer, the easier it is for me as a base to support the flyer. Again, this is something that you can watch first and then do after, okay? So, hands, we want palms face up so that they're relaxed. And then from there, I'm just gonna give her a little pat on the back and just say, good job, Michaela, you get to relax now. Oh. Share some love. Remember, your hands are healing, they're for healing. They literally are intrinsically connected to your heart. So bring that deep sense of awareness to your hands. Give someone some love with your hands. Give a little pat on the back. They've done a good job. They've been dancing on the dance floor all weekend long. I'm sure you guys have had your fair share of GT kombucha. Getting all kombucha'd up. Awesome. Then from there, Michaela's going to bring her hands next to her ears. And I'm going to bring my hands to grab her hands. She's going to bring elbows in. I'm just going to push on up. Awesome. I'm going to bring my feet back to parallel and then bring her back down. Okay? So we're going to go over that again together. Feet are going to come to the hip points, and then my feet are going to go out like a V. So I don't want my heel to be in the groin. I want my heel to still be in the center of the quad. Michaela's going to bring her feet as wide as the mat. And then from there, she's going to bring her hands to my knees. Elbows to my shins. I'm going to bring my hands to the shoulders and just gently push up. From there, I can guide her hands down. We want to make sure that the flyer doesn't push down. If the flyer pushes down, then usually the hips go over. And that's not a good look. We don't want any handstands. That's a different class. Go ahead and let the legs be heavy down towards the ground. Deepen the inhales, lengthen the exhales. Hands come to the back for a little pat, pat, pat. Where we can really give some love to our flyer. Where we can give a little massage up the spine if we want. Remember, again, you can bend those knees, guys and girls, bases. If you have tight hamstrings, usually for most men, bend your knees, it's okay. Hands are going to come behind the head in prayer for the flyer. I'm going to take my love guns, you see? Love! Right to the elbows. I'm just going to gently lift up my flyer. So same concept as the plank pose, just coming into this nice position where she can bring her hands behind the nape of the neck. And this is a great position just to hold for 3 deep breaths. How's it feeling, Michaela?
Feels so relaxing. Great stretch for the tricep. Heart opening.
Awesome. I just am here to be a stable rock. From there, bring her back down. She's gonna bring her hands to my hands, elbows in, push all the way up. Back together we go, and I bend my knees, keep my arms straight, and my flyer is back on the ground. Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and switch it up. I don't want to folded leaf.
Okay, I got you.
Awesome. Courtesy down. Feet to hip points. I'm going to bring this feet out a little bit wider. And remember, I'm going to bring my feet as a flyer as wide as the mat. This makes it really easy for me to be able to hinge forward, okay? So my hips are a little bit more open here. I bring my hands to the knees and then my elbows to the shins. And I just lean forward and she just pushes me up and then draws my chest close to her leg. I relax my arms, I keep my legs heavy, almost like I have sandbags on my feet. Like I have lead shoes, feet heavy towards the ground. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is where I sleep. Nice, deeply inhales, lengthening exhales. Awesome. Now to come back down, I bring my hands next to my ears. Scoop. Beautiful. Back down and go all the way. Straight arms. Oh, now I can take one more folded leaf. Feet as wide as the mat. Bring her feet right below the hips. Extend my arms out. Woo-hoo. Oh, actually, I set it up wrong. Hands to knees. Come on, base. Tell me what to do.
I got you right here.
I'm yoga drunk.
Elbow.
I've been doing too much yoga all day long. Actually, yoga high. I'm a yoga high kind of guy. All that DP kombucha. Oh, synergy. Synergy. I love this position because it gives me an inversion without having to do any work. I love handstands, but honestly, when I just get to hang upside down, relax into it, lengthen the spine. This pose literally decompresses the spine. Use your breath. Take your time. I bring my hands behind my head in prayer. Okay, we're going to bring her love guns to my elbows and push all the way up. Nice straight arms. Got it. It hurts. I get to breathe into this, keeping my legs nice and heavy. 3 deep breaths. Awesome work. Hands next to my ears. Okay, we're pushing them back up. Down we go. Nice. I'm going to give her a little bit of leg love. She just did a great job. Shaking out the legs here. Give her a little double Dutch. Remember double Dutch? Bubble gum in a dish. How many wishes do we wish? 1, 2. Did you ever do that?
Yeah, for sure. I didn't use that rhyme though.
Do you remember any of your rhymes?
No.
I really enjoyed my childhood. I remembered all the good moments. The rest of them, gone.
Gone with the wind.
Letting go of the past so that we can move into the future. That's the key. Letting go of the trauma so that we can really let go of that drama. Tap into the beauty of presence. That's what we're here to do. Together. Healing each other. That's all this is. Simple healing. tapping back into our breath. Nice. Knees. Tapping back into what it feels like. Be of service to one another. Awesome. To finish out today's class, we're going to take a nice little seat back to back for a back-to-back meditation. Just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you all for allowing your bodies, your minds, your spirits to be in this space of presence with us today. And most importantly, bringing your happiness, your heart, your love to all the beautiful people who we have the opportunity of positively affecting. Each and every one of us is a beacon of light. And this is the time to truly shine bright, to allow one another to feel our heart so that we can truly come together and create our best art. Because that's what we need now more than ever, is more beauty, more realization that the abundance of nature needs to be honored by our hands. That we as humans are stewards of the earth. That we are here to heal with these hands. So that's what we're here to come back to. With that intention, go ahead and bring your hands to your heart. Bow into the beauty, the support, the balance of your partner. See if you can synchronize your inhales with your exhales, feeling that breath, feeling that connection, feeling that deep communication. Listening to the beat of your internal intuition. It brings you back to the knowing that you are enough. And that when you overfill with joy, you're able to share that joy and that love with others. So I'll take a deep inhale, hands reach up, lift up, lengthen up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands reach up, lift up, lengthen up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands reach up, breathe up, and draw that love right to your heart. Now we're going to twist. Left hand comes to your right knee, and your right hand comes behind back body. Twisting into the support of your partner, feeling that openness of your heart as you really find that connection. Maybe you can attune to your breath. Find the synchronicity of the inhales. The depth of the exhales, twist a little bit deeper, just supporting one another in this exploration of body sensation. Awesome. Take a deep inhale, brings you back through center, hands reach up. Exhale, opposite side. Allowing your spine to be a support system for your partner. How are you feeling, Kara?
Feeling at ease, relaxed, supported. Feeling great.
2 more deep breaths with your partner. Nice deep inhale brings you back to center. Exhale, hands to heart. Now I want you to make a decision. One of you lean forward and you'll feel when that happens. And the other one is going to place the hands next to the hip. You're going to lift your chest, your shoulders up and over your heart. And communicate again. How does that feel?
Feels great.
Okay, just making sure to communicate.
Wonderful.
If you'd like, you can bring your feet together. Really begin to press your feet into the earth so you can expand and reach up and over. And maybe you widen out your arm. Really feel the stretch here. Or you can bring your hands up and over the head. Stretching even more. realizing that each one of us has all the potential to be a healer, not only to ourselves, but onto others. When we heal ourselves, then we have this deep awareness of our own fulfillment, and we can bring our overflowing love and joy and resources to those that we love as well, to support them in their healing. Nice deep inhale brings us back to center. Taking your time to gently unwind. And you can go ahead and cross your legs just to make sure that we're all good here on this side. And I'm going to take a deep inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Allowing my whole spine to lengthen here. I can even bring my hands underneath my head like a little pillow. Just breathe into the inhales, lengthening the exhales here.
How's that feel?
Feels great. Feels wonderful in my hips. Opens up my lower back. Releases a lot of tension from the hamstrings. Oh. Great little Sunday afternoon. Or Sunday morning still. Still morning. We've done so much. The magic that we can create together. So if you want to go fast, you can go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together. That's what we got to come back to. That togetherness. Nice. Last 2 deep inhales. And 1. Taking our time to gently unwind. We're going to come back to center so that we can face one another. And you're going to go ahead and bring your left hand to your heart for receiving. And you're going to bring your right hand to your partner. As we realize that when we're forgiving, that is what allows us the ease of living. And that we must first forgive one another and forgive ourselves so that we can truly move into that space of loving one another and loving ourselves. So you come first, bring that loving sensation into your heart, and then give that love onto your partner. Know that this giving and receiving cycle is an everlasting cycle. It never stops. It is forever, just like breath. It is forever, just like energy. Never created, never destroyed. Beauty of life is the beauty of this everlasting prana that flows through all being. Bring the same sense of mindful awareness and then take a deep inhale. Exhale through your mouth. Nice deep inhale into the tops of your heart. Fill your heart with fresh oxygen. Exhale through the mouth. Fill your whole body, your whole heart up with light. Feel that light shine through your skin, forever bright. Prepare for Om. Take in one more sip of air. Now draw your right hand over your left, bringing your hands back to yourself. So be held by this love. Be held by this community. As we give thanks for the awesome people of LIB, for all the incredible people who made this come true. Thank you guys for coming through, even during these uncertain times, allowing us to come together so that together we shine. Forever bright. Blessings. Much love to you guys. My name's Andrew Seven Seeley. This is the one and only Michaela. And thank you guys so much for just having the opportunity to be present with us today. We really appreciate it. Blessings and namaste.
Namaste.
Hope to see you at a festival sooner than later. In person, it'll be awesome. Until then, we have these online, awesome, magical communities that we can connect with throughout the world. So stay connected. We're in this together, more now than ever.